It's looking at me. I've
Well,
got
you've
all
been
this from
training.
you.
You've been training.
With you, and I run behind you, and you keep the pace. I don't have to worry about these things.
Right. So if you are the pacer,
Yes.
you do have to worry about these things.
You're the pacer. Does that make me the pacey? Is that a
Yes.
thing?
Yeah, you're the pacey.
Okay, so yeah.
But we're going to both be finishers, and that's what counts.
You are.
What's the point of that? What are you trying to say? No,
Welcome back. We're so happy you're here on this
ridiculous.
Friday.
I was gone just a couple days. I kept getting messages from her. Seriously, the last couple.
In general, there are almost no limits to how far people in the entertainment industry can go. But when they go so far, they cross the line. They get to face the music, and that seems to be the case with TJ Holmes, as the star has just gotten himself into quite the pickle. And unlike most of the other things in the industry that could be easily forgiven, this one just might be what ends his career for good. It's not just his career this grave act will affect, it has also reportedly affected his marriage and his entire family at large. I'm sure you're wondering what he could have done that is so bad. It has this many ripple effects. Well, there's only one way to find out, so if I were you, I would follow this video to the last detail to get all of the spill. In Hollywood and the American entertainment industry at large, everyone would agree that it is generally pretty difficult to climb up the ranks. But what no one talks about is how easy it is to fall the same heights that have been climbed. And in TJ Holmes' case, it seems he won't be getting back on his feet after his late escapade hit the media. Per the news, it seems the star has been caught in yet another fix at his workplace. If you watch Good Morning America, you may have heard the rumors of Amy Robach and TJ Holmes' affair and reports they cheated on their spouses for months before leaving their partners for each other. Robach and Holmes were two of several hosts on ABC's morning news show, Good Morning America, but were suspended a while back. However, Holmes has now made the headlines again after it was revealed that he had intercourse with an intern at work. But what makes this even more terrible is the fact that the said intern is reportedly a 24-year-old. According to the headlines, TJ Holmes engaged in an affair with a script coordinator 13 years his junior, who reached out to him as a prospective mentor but was left feeling uncomfortable and used after the relationship turned sexual. DailyMail.com can exclusively reveal. According to one well-placed source who spoke on condition of anonymity, the affair with then 24-year-old Jasmine Petaway took place in 2015 when Holmes had been married to his now estranged wife, Marilee Fiebig, for 5 years. A source claimed that Holmes had a months-long affair with Jasmine Petaway, then 24, in 2015, while the currently suspended GMA3 co-host was married to his now estranged wife, Marilee Fiebig. He was a predator who took full advantage of his position, and he was reckless, claimed the source, who reportedly knew Petaway, a script coordinator, well at the time. It was Jasmine's first real job in television, and it was a big deal for her, continued the source, who spoke to the outlet on condition of anonymity. She was looking for a mentor, and she reached out to several people. TJ was someone who was responsive, but he absolutely abused the position of trust. At the time, Petaway and Holmes, who had joined the ABC News team in September 2014, were often on the same shifts. The source said Holmes was someone who would grab drinks, and he and Jasmine started doing that. You must remember he was a correspondent at the time, and he's taking time to speak to her about work or whatever. I don't know how long that had been going on before it got sexual, but I do know the first time it did was in his office, and he was about to go on air in a couple of hours. The source said Petaway later told them that Holmes called her into his office where she saw he was drinking liquor. There's like an atmosphere shift, almost an expectation that something's going to happen, and it did. They had sex, and I know she was confused afterward as to what it meant. That kind of did that just really happen? Feeling? I mean, that's pretty risky behavior on his part. It was, the source said, part of a pattern of incredibly reckless conduct on Holmes's part. On one occasion, the source said the pair were having drinks together when he got handsy in a very public place and way. They said he just didn't seem to care. You know, he's wearing his rank, he has a wife, and he has a relatively high-profile job. But he wasn't acting like he was concerned about either of those things at the time. Holmes' rep did not respond to the request for comment. Petaway declined to comment. Petaway and Holmes' sexual relationship continued for several months and included him visiting her at her apartment before, the source said, it fizzled out. The source continued, what's that saying? Rome wasn't built in a day, but it burned in one. That's how it went with Jasmine and TJ. It didn't last long, but you have to wonder if he ever invested in being a mentor at all. Jasmine was a beautiful girl, and he had it all on his terms. He was interested, and then he wasn't. Petaway went on to become a segment producer for GMA and remained with ABC in New York for 2 years before returning to her hometown of Cleveland in late 2016, where she joined the network's local affiliate. Today, she is an award-winning casting producer for ITV America, married, and the founder of the digital women's lifestyle brand, Lemon Love. In an online interview with Voyage Ohio in 2021, she reflected on her departure from New York, saying that it came due to a mixture of insecurity, loneliness, and some naivete. She also admitted ABC's toxic work environment really damaged my self-esteem. It has also been revealed that Petaway was not the only female subordinate on whom Holmes put the moves as, according to multiple sources, a young network intern described herself as stressed and freaked out by his unwanted advances. According to the source, that's who he was. Did he ever want to be professional when it came to Jasmine or just spoil the fruits he'd been given? I don't know. I just know he was always looking to be the guy with the swagger. He didn't seem to care that he was married or that he could be risking his job. In fact, several news outlets have also been told that attempts to raise concerns over Holmes' behavioral issues over the years, which included drinking alcohol in his office and before going on air, were rebuffed by at least one executive producer who didn't want to know when told that the star was a huge liability. Indeed, in the aftermath of news getting out of Holmes' affair with married Good Morning America co-host Amy Robach, last November, word of a prior affair surfaced. In 2016, Holmes began a 3-year fling with GMA producer Natasha Singh. At the time, she was married to movie producer Garrett Barron, whose credits include Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny. She was also a close friend of Robach. In fact, it was Robach who helped Holmes salvage his marriage after his wife Marilee Fiebig learned of his infidelity with Singh. And that's even funny because Robach and Holmes had already been exposed. You see, Robach was married to actor Andrew Shue since 2010, while Holmes was married to lawyer Marilee Fiebig since 2010. A source told Page 6 at the time that Robach and Holmes' affair started in March 2022 after they began training together for the New York City Marathon, which they were photographed together on November 6, 2022, less than 3 weeks before news broke of their affair. But neither Robach's nor Holmes' 12-year marriages could survive the revelation of their affair, which began as a friendship fizzing with obvious chemistry and crossed the line last year. Holmes' wife filed for divorce shortly after Christmas. Robach's divorce from her husband, former Melrose Place actor Andrew Shue, 55, is reportedly all but finalized. Professionally, their futures still hang in the balance. With ABC executives yet to make a final decision, the official line remains that the co-hosts turned lovers will be out of their seats at the morning show's lunchtime slot indefinitely. Well, according to the people on social media, there's almost no way Holmes doesn't lose his job in the wake of all this, and many of these people have been airing their opinions unfiltered. They also seem to think Robach too might not get an easy way out of this. One user who also believes this theory wrote, "TJ will lose his job. The allegations are similar to Matt Lauer's actions while on Today. Question is what to do with Amy Robach. Can one keep the other? We really can't tell what will happen with the producers, but one certain thing is that we'll find out pretty soon, because we all know how bad this looks on the network. Anyway, till that time, that's it for this video. Goodbye."